Today's March 9th, 2017, and I wanted to share with you a deal that's really hard to pass up on some Olympus cameras. You really have to act today. Right now on the Get Olympus website, they have some recertified cameras on their site, and I'll put a picture up here for you. But right now they have the Olympus Pen F for $767.99, and they have the Olympus EM5 Mark II for $575.99. And these prices, this is for a certified refurbished camera directly from Olympus. They'll come with a 90-day warranty and a full 30-day return period. And I've bought refurbished cameras before, and I got really lucky with a Nikon once, which only had like 200 clicks on it. So hopefully you can get as lucky, but either way, there's a 90-day warranty. So they also have the, looks like a Pen EPL7 with a lens for $319. And this is basically 20% off their normal refurbished price. So if you've been thinking about getting a second body, or maybe this is your first body, or you're thinking about upgrading from an older Olympus model or replacing one because it's been lost or broken, today is as good a day as any, or better than most. You know, this Pen F for $767, I mean, I checked on eBay and I didn't see any in that price range, even used ones, because people just don't sell them. Same thing with the EM5 Mark II. There are some used ones online for like $560 plus shipping over at eBay for used ones. And you know, that doesn't come with any warranty. You know, I think you have your 30-day return policy in most cases. But with the Olympus, buying directly, that 90-day warranty is invaluable. And their service is really fast. I had to send my Olympus Pen F in for some warranty work once, and because it was kind of shutting off or locking up, and I got it back from the day I sent it to the day I got it back, 5 business days from day sent to day back to my front door. So I was really impressed with their service. And so let me give you a couple of pointers if you're not familiar with the Olympus line. The first one here, the EPL7, you know, it's basically the same thing as all of their 16 megapixel cameras, but there's no viewfinder and less manual controls, so you have to dive into the menu. And, you know, if you want to get your feet wet in the Olympus cameras, this is a great choice. I mean, even for like just basic vlogging, or you want a second real camera companion to your cell phone camera, this is a great choice as well. I wouldn't recommend it if you're halfway serious about photography, because the manual controls and everything make a big difference. So, you know, the EM5 Mark II is a great deal at $575. It doesn't come with the lens, so you have to buy a lens somewhere, but that's, you know, I have a video on some really cheap lenses here from before. And also in another video, I talked about how the EM10, I personally picked the EM10 over the EM5 because at the time there was about a $500 price difference. But at $575, this is only like $100 more than I paid for my EM10. And the 3 key differences, one of them I don't really care about, but the 3 key differences really between the EM5 Mark II and the EM10 Mark II, in my opinion, is number one, the bigger viewfinder. You know, when you look through that viewfinder on EM5 Mark II, it's just gorgeous. And if you wear glasses, that's going to be even more important. Or if you have dying eyes like me and can't see crap. But the other thing is it does have weather sealing. So, you know, that's not that important. I mean, you can, and the idea is, you know, if you want to set it out for a time-lapse thing all day and it rains on and off, it'll be fine. And For me, that's not a big deal. I don't care if it's raining or not. Personally, I don't like to go out when it's cloudy, to be honest. But, if it's raining, I'm going to cover the camera with some kind of plastic, either a clear shower cap or I'll bring an umbrella because, I don't want a single drop of water getting on any camera, regardless of its weather sealing. But for some of you, that may be more important than it is to me. And there was one other thing. God, my memory's so bad. What was it? It was the battery grip. Okay, so you buy the EM5 Mark II. You can get a separate battery grip for it. And for the most part, I don't have a problem. I can shoot pretty much half a day on a single battery, and that's usually longer than I go out shooting anyway. And if you want to shoot all day, having the external battery grip gives you double the battery life because now you have 2 batteries. And also the grip on there is great for, doing portraits, and the handling is better because of the, particularly if you're using longer lenses, it's nice to have that extra grip. And for me, I kind of miss not being able to get a battery grip for my EM10 II because it doesn't have that option. I record lectures, and it's kind of scary sometimes for me to go a full hour of recording on a single battery because sometimes, if I'm using particularly those crappy generic batteries, an hour is kind of pushing it. So it hasn't happened yet. I mean, I've recorded an hour to an hour and a half on a full battery, whether it's the Olympus or the generics. But I have to change batteries every hour, minimum, when I'm recording lectures with the camera. So for me, if I had the EM5 Mark II, I would get the battery grip with it too. And that's something else you cannot do with the EM10 Mark II. So anyway, I put the link below to the Olympus site. It's getolympus.com/us/en/outlet. And you'll see, these 4 cameras there. And they have some really good deals on some lenses too. I mean, you can't go wrong really with any of their lenses. So, just find a focal length you like or want to add to your bag and get that together with your EM5 Mark II. I'll take a quick look. I honestly, I didn't look at it. Let's see what lenses they have. These are reconditioned lenses. Okay, fun little lens I see right away is the 17mm 2.8. That's a focal length that I don't personally own, and it's relatively fast, and it comes in silver, so it looks really good on any of the cameras, whether they have a black body or silver body, and it looks awesome probably on a Pen F. And it's $239.99. Take 20% off. That's like $48 off, so you're going to pay roughly $199, give or take. Another great lens here is the Olympus the 40-150 for $79. Another 20% off is like $8 more bucks. So you're going to pay like $72 for 40-150. And remember, that gives you an 80-300 equivalent. And here's a picture I took with that lens, because I did own that lens for a little while before I replaced it with a 75-300. But it's a fantastic lens, and I highly recommend it. And for $72, it's really a no-brainer. Just add it to your bag if you don't have a telephoto zoom now. The 14-42 pancake lens here for $159, 20% off that is another 32 bucks. So you're going to pay, looks like $128. That's a fun little lens to just kind of put on and go out shooting. It's very, very compact, and I use it time to time for my video shooting when I don't have the right fixed prime lens. I don't like it for video because it's a little bit slow at f3.5 to 5.6. I don't like shooting at high ISOs in the video mode, but for still photography, you can go up to about 1600 ISO, no big deal, and get great pictures. And so the lens speed's not a big deal. I mean, forget about depth of field. If you want that blurry background, I mean, It's not going to do that. Neither is the 17 millimeter 2.8. I mean, you see people doing it, right? They get really close up, and then stuff in the background is really far away. And, you know, honestly, you can do that with your cell phone camera. You can get a blurry background if you're like, you know, this close to the subject, and then something in the background is like 100 feet away. So just be careful when people tell you how do you get blurry background with the slow lens. It's done, yeah, with objects close up. As soon as you get an object maybe 6 or 10 feet away, yeah, there's no depth of field at all. Or let me rephrase that. The blurry background is not going to be all that great. But with the 40 to 150, it's an f4 to 5.6. You can get really, really good blurry background with that. And I'll put a picture up here for you to kind of see 1 or 2 samples that I did with that lens before I, you know, got rid of it. And again, not because it didn't perform. It's just I just wanted a longer one, so I sold it off on eBay for like $100 and bought a 75 to 300. But you know, if you shoot this lens at 150 millimeter and get back, you know, I think it has like a 3 or 4 foot close focusing distance. But you know, you can get back about 6 or 8 feet and still get really good blurry background with it. So those are the lenses I recommend. I don't personally care for this 14 to 150. You know, it's a nice wide lens, but $400, right? And then you take $80 off that, and you're looking at $320 for a lens that, you know, I just wouldn't want to put on my camera, because it's, I guess if you don't want to buy the 14 to 42 and a 40 to 150 separately, which by the way is still less money than the $320, and you just want to have one lens on there, that this is fine. But you know, I'm speaking strictly in terms of focal length. I don't know the quality or you know, other features of the lens, but it's not at that price range. I would personally get this 14 to 42 pancake, or even this $99, which would be $80, 14 to 42 kit lens. Buy that together with this 40 to 150. So this 40 to 150 plus that, I mean, you're looking at like $150. So those are 2 really good lenses to kind of be companions to any of the Olympus cameras that are on sale now. And as of right now of making this video, and it's going to take me a couple hours to post this to YouTube, but there's 12 hours and 27 minutes left. So if you've been thinking about adding a body, and this is not really for people that are first-time buyers, because you know you're still thinking about the right camera for you, and although I highly recommend any of the Olympus bodies, particularly the EM5s, EM10s, and the Pen F, as your first real camera, I think you need to really give it some thought as to what's going to work best for you, because these may not be the right camera for you. And okay, so I've been talking a while. I'm sorry, but go ahead and go to that site and pick up a camera today. You should get one if you've been thinking about Olympus and it's on your short list. You can get one and you won't regret it. And the only thing about Olympus, these bodies, is the movie capability is limited to 30 minutes. And if that's not a big deal for you, if you're not thinking about going and recording lectures or games that go for hours on end, then you don't have to worry about that 30-minute limit. Vlogging, things like that, you'll be fine. So, all right, thanks for watching. Good luck. Hopefully you get a good deal on a Olympus.